Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Tuesday, August 20th, 2013. News on tap for today, nothing significant. The rest of the week, not a whole heck of a lot compared to last week. Let's take a look at what's going on around the world in Asia, where the markets are closed. Some pretty significant bearish-looking numbers there. Relatively significant anyway. Solid, let's put it that way. I would call them solid. There wasn't much indecision there. In Europe, also looking pretty solid. Anything over 0.5% is what I would consider solid. So things are looking kind of negative in the foreign markets. Over here in the United States, looks like we're going to open on the downside as well. Gold is down to $13.64, and crude oil is at $106.34, which is down a little bit from yesterday. So everything is looking kind of red on the dashboard today. Alright, let's just take a review here of the E-mini. Just take a look at that chart. Okay, things are looking kind of gloomy on the E-mini. We broke through this, what you could consider this support, as we were on our way down here around 16, I think it was 1666 was what Sosnoff was looking at. I don't know what he's looking at now. I got his email for this morning, but I didn't read it yet, unfortunately. So I don't have his wisdom to add to the video at this point. Sorry about that. But I'm still looking at this truly panicky level of 1460 here. So if we just kind of zoom out here a little bit and see, yeah, that's down here. We have another level here, a psychological level around 1550. So that's another place where we might want to hit the panic button, just because it acted as a pretty good support here. And really, you could say maybe it's around 1581. So that looks pretty good to me, at least as far as closings are concerned. So I'm going to put another alert there. So that would be at or below, at or below. Probably doesn't matter. I'm just going to round it off to 1580. So that's going to be the first panic button for the E-mini. And what I'm going to do when that happens, geez, I don't know. Sell. No, I'm not really all that long that much anyway. And hopefully what I am long in is contrarian. Okay, so yesterday I had some alerts go off, and I wanted to take a look at the charts for those. First off was Visa, and we were looking for a move down in Visa. So the alert went off because it gapped down at the open, and then, well, so there definitely was not any opportunity for any sort of bear call, directional spread on Visa yesterday. Another one is Goldman, and we were looking for that to move up, and Goldman just moved down. So we officially definitely have a new downtrend going here on Goldman Sachs. And we're looking, volume was pretty heavy too, so I mean, it's not like volume was insignificant in this move down. It's pretty solid. It just kept getting beat. So, alright. Enough blabbering about that one, so I didn't get into that one. And the other one was Tesla, and that one did what I wanted it to do. It moved up. It backed off a little bit in the afternoon, but it moved up. But here's what I wanted to do, and I'm glad I didn't on Tesla, was I wanted to do a 50-50 trade. And I was playing with the spread between the strikes, too, between the short and the long strike. I was trying to do a 1-to-1 50-50 trade at the money and collect, in this case, because it was a dollar spread, I was looking for 50 cents, and I couldn't get it, and I was a little bit concerned about here, even at the money, you got a 15-cent spread, and just outside the money you have almost a 20-cent spread between the bid ask on these, and these are only $1 difference. So I don't know, like dollar difference in strike prices. I was just, and the open interest looked really kind of thin. I'm usually looking for something with 500 or so contracts for an open interest, and I just was not real excited about Tesla at this point. So I think it needs to be a little bit more heavily traded. I'm sure that the normal monthly strikes have plenty of open interest, but the weeklies they're trading kind of thinly, I guess you could say. I mean, right around at the money and stuff like that, yeah. But anything away from the money, it's not looking very good. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep Tesla on my radar scope. We'll keep an eye on it for a while. The other thing that I entered into yesterday, and this is a little bit out of the ordinary, in my conservative account, I entered a covered call on gold. And we can take a look at that chart. GLD. And here's what I did. Okay, so open a covered call. So I bought 100 shares of GLD, and then I sold a 134, and so I paid $131.97 for the stock, and then I sold the call for $2.31. So my break even, down here, or my cost basis, is $129.66. So if I look on a weekly chart, that's getting in pretty close to what I speculate here as being a bottom. I'm not worried. I have all the way until September. We'll just keep an eye on this. Hopefully price will stay here. The moving average 50 MA here is starting to flatten out. So that's what we're looking at here with gold. A little covered call. Still definitely a legitimate trade to get into if you're interested. You can still get into this. I'm sure you'll probably get maybe some better prices than I did right now. Let's take a look at that 134 call. View trades. Okay, I collected 231, and right now it's at 241. Midpoint's 241.5. So you could get the stock a little bit cheaper and get the option a little bit cheaper, especially looking at the open here on the gold futures is looking flat right now to maybe down a tad. So you might be able to get even a better trade than what I got. The other thing I'm doing here is I'm keeping an eye on Intel. I have an investing account also, where I just buy long stock, basically, and try to keep it diversified and try to keep it protected on the downside. It's difficult to do when you haven't just a straight investing account. But it's something that I'm watching Intel, and the reason why is that their dividend yield just went above 4%. So even if Intel doesn't go anywhere or even goes down a little bit, you still have that dividend coming in at a rate of 4% annually. So at least you make something on it. Now, if rates go up and inflation hits, it's not going to mean a whole heck of a lot. Of course, we all know inflation has hit. Contrary to whatever the government might be saying, things are definitely inflated. Don't tell me they aren't. Just look around. All right, so that's it for current. All right, we're already 10 minutes into this. We are going to do a really quick A+ scan as soon as it comes up here. Okay. Just finally, the spiders here, the weekly 10 a.m. is doing pretty darn good right now. It's actually the shorts are almost down to a nickel. So if they get down, if we have another significantly down day today, I'm buying these back and taking any risk that I might have away on this weekly trade. I keep hitting the wrong key here. All right. Apple continues its screaming trend up, which is why the NASDAQ has been up. No opportunities there. Amazon. Maybe it's gonna, if this moving average rolls over and it gives us an entry, so we're gonna throw a target in up here and see if we can get the price or get the stochastic to move up there. Price doesn't necessarily have to, just the stochastic. All right, we had an alert on BIDU. This is a counter trend trade. It's moved up so quickly, so fast that the 50 MA isn't even on there. Let me squish this down a little bit more and see if we can get it to show up. It's not showing up. Wow, there it is. Counter for Monday. It's way down there. We can't even see it. We could zoom out also, and there we would pick it up. Not seeing anything here. Here's a hook up. I'm taking this off, and we're not doing a counter trend trade on this. I'll leave this price level in here just as an example, but it had a fairly decent day yesterday, all things considered. So I'm throwing an alert in here above the high, and we'll see how that comes about. At or above, that's good. Might be slightly concerned about the low volume here compared to the down move. We're just going to keep an eye on it. It's going to have to move pretty solidly up in order to trigger the alert. Celgene. And would not touch this as a bullish trade. Let's shoot up and then come back down, practically down to the open. That's not a good sign. So I'm not seeing anything according to the rules that makes me want to enter on that one. CF, we're still consolidating, nothing going on there. Chipotle, did not get an alert triggered on that. That's a counter trend trade. I'm removing that. And I wanted to just quick check and see what we have here. If we want to go bullish on this. 395. That's not bad. I'm going to put an alert on this. So now we have two that I was going to do a counter trend trade on, and it would not have worked out based on yesterday's price action. May have been in trouble. I may have to go, you could almost do probably an iron condor on this on a weekly, possibly. I don't know. We'll take a look at it today. Gold we already looked at. Let's take a look at Google. Google had a really big day yesterday and then pulled back a little bit in the afternoon. We'll have to see what happens today. I am removing, let's see, is this still valid? No, it's not valid because we need the stochastic to move up here if we're going to do a bearish trade. So that's no longer valid. Take a peek again at Goldman. Alright, so we're going to throw a target in up here. That's where we need if we have a new downtrend. That's what we're going to be looking for that to move to. LinkedIn, still in an uptrend. Nice hook here. We're going to add an alert here. That was quick. MasterCard. Still in an uptrend. Sort of a disappointing day yesterday. I think I need to wait another day on this. Netflix continuing to march upward. We have a hook here off the 45. So let's throw an alert in on this one. Price line. I don't know what the heck price line is doing here. Not real excited about getting in on price line right now. It's way all over the board here. Panera. Downtrend. Okay, we'd be looking for a target up here. No use talking anymore about that one. Tesla. We have a nice hook here, and I took a pass on that, and I will continue to take a pass on that at this time. And last but not least, Visa, trying to recover, saving its life here. Still a lot of negativity out there. Let's look for a target up here, and that is it for today. Alright, thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.